Today on the Topping Show, Cummins makes their very first gasoline-powered engine. Bill Burr says that Elon Musk is a bad guy from WW2 as he doubles down on that stance. The runner who hit an opponent with a baton is now playing victim and holding a rally. Representative Jasmine Crockett goes viral for talking about the government shutdown. And Kawasaki is recalling nearly 4,000 motorcycles. All of that and much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Guy says he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see, that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free Flamethrower with every IT purchase. That does come with a fun Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15 like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the Flamethrower button to learn more, or click the URL in the video description below. Lastly, trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part podcast, you have Cummins making their very first gasoline-powered engine after decades upon decades upon decades of one of the most reliable diesel engines on the planet. Well, before the kneecapping from the EPA where they had to bolt on crap to make them unreliable, but nevertheless an icon to be sure. Now this comes to us thanks to Motor1.com, specifically Chris Smith over there. Here you can see the little engine there right now. And they say, quote, Cummins just announced their first gas-powered engine. The B67 octane will be available for medium-duty trucks. There you go. I don't know if they call it a feature. I would call it a bug, but always nice when the website has that pop-down banner for seemingly no reason. Now, Chris Smith says, quote, few names are synonymous with diesel power as much as Cummins. With a history going back 100 years, Cummins engines have powered everything from big rigs to locomotives, construction equipment, generators, ships, and Ram enthusiasts will brag for weeks about the Cummins-powered pickup trucks. Which is great because it'll last forever while the pickup truck basically disintegrates into nothing with all the rust. Pun at you, Dodge. Or, no, Stellantis. Nevertheless. They say, through all that, however, there's never been a Cummins that burns gas. Until now, say now to the high to the B6.7 octane, which, looks kind of cool. They say development of the engine actually began several years ago, but is now just launched for use in medium-duty commercial trucks based on the company's B67 inline 6 diesel platform and makes up to 300 horsepower and, 660 foot-pounds of maximum torque. Lower output versions in the 2,000 horsepower range with 600 foot-pound of torque are also available. Preliminary data shows the torque doesn't hit quite as low as a comparable B6.7 diesel, but still maxes out around 1,600 to 1,800 RPM. As I say, you can see a little comparison graph right there. Now, let's say that Cummins states that the new engine runs on 87 octane gasoline, delivering diesel-like performance and reliability without the added complexity of DEF systems to meet regulations, which, all the crap they bolt on to make the vehicle unreliable, though in the short term, arguably, debatably, better for the environment. Interestingly enough, federal vehicles are not kneecapped by these things. They say that on that front, the engine is both CARB and EPA compliant for 2027. Hooray! Those guidelines may be changing anyway, though, to the Trump administration, because they're going to try to make it so you can actually make cars that are reliable again. They say that Cummins claims the B6 octane is 10% better versus the comparable gas engine. According to Equipment World, the new engine will launch with Kensworth in class 5 to 7 trucks. That covers the T80. Well, for a second, I thought there was a Terminator there. We're safe for now. And the T480 models used primarily as straight trucks versus tractor applications. Ability in other vehicles or applications are unknown at this time. So talk about, I was going to say, slowly but surely innovation. After 100 years, they decided to go into the gasoline-powered world. So it'll be interesting to see how successful these are and for owner-operators, how reliable they are in comparison to the diesels that they made before. Yeah, let's just say I don't think this will be, a main portfolio. It won't be a main part of the company's portfolio, but it might be a contributing factor. Let me know, what do you think this will do to their bottom line? Do you think it'll increase sales by even, single digit or maybe double digit percentage? And is this something you would entertain if you're an owner operator? Let me know in the comments because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Going over to the Cultural Pod podcast, you have Bill Burr doubling down on the Elon hate, comparing him to the bad guy from WW2. Now, this comes with thanks to Unlimited L's on the X, and interestingly enough, about 50-50 hit in the comments, so it'll be fun. Not so much echo room today. Now, he says, quote, new, unhinged Bill Burr doubles down on calling Elon Musk a bad guy from World War II and accuses him of giving a shout out to Adolf, which is perhaps one of the rarest names. You don't see that name really. You don't see any baby Adolfs these days. I don't suspect you will ever again. Now, without too much further ado, here's Bill Burr, as douchey as usual. He did at least wear a tactical turtleneck, so I'll give him, most men should always suit up. The other guy's just wearing a sweater. His name's Charlemagne or Champagne, something like that, I think. Interestingly enough, it's called the Breakfast Club. I don't see a single breakfast item on the table. No pancakes, no waffles, not even a Denny's cup of coffee. The antithesis, they have Arizona iced tea, which I don't know anyone who drinks that at breakfast, but nevertheless.
Period. And then like a few years later, this guy Sieg Heil twice.
Two of them.
Once in the front, if you missed it in the back. And it's just like, he still has a job. That guy still has a job. I don't understand those guys. And this isn't politically. It's just like, I don't understand why they're so upset with this country. It's like, you're billionaires. I think it's working for you. Like, why are you going and telling everybody, justify what you do? It's like, fucking justify what you do. That piece of shit car.
So Bill Burr is standing up for federal employees who are some of the most inefficient, corrupt people on the planet. So Bill Burr is upset that Elon Musk and Doge has audacity to ask government employees, can you name 5 things you did last week that were productive? 5 things. That's it. That was what Elon Musk asked federal employees to do past couple weeks. That one simple task, to name 5 things you did in a week. And Bill Burr is saying, why do they need to justify their jobs? Because we all know they're lazy, corrupt, and evil as hell. What do you mean, why do they need to justify their jobs? Have you seen the federal budget, how much we piss away?
Car that you're making that the government financed. No?
But you know what you just said? You said that Elon still has a job. He's the richest man in the world. There's nothing they can do to him. And that's all he proved. There's nothing anybody can do to him by throwing...
have you seen the lawfare? I was going to say a socialist Democrat judge wanted to take away his entire income from Tesla when he took a $0 salary, achieved the unachievable, that the shareholders, the board of directors, and Elon all said, if you achieve the unachievable, we'll give you this crazy big bonus. And then activist judges want to take that away once he achieved the unachievable.
When he did that. What do you take from him? He's not Kyrie Irving. He's not Kanye. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, but you keep, I don't know. Listen, I don't know how this shit works. I'm just saying that, if you said the wrong thing as a comedian, all of a sudden you lost your TV show.
But you're not the richest man in the world. If he was the richest comedian in the world, ever.
What I don't get,
Bill Burr
what I don't get is the amount of veterans that people in the armed services that died trying to stop Hitler, and then this guy comes in, and does that while being an immigrant too, which is kind of the whole thing. Just none of it like tracks how you can be the support the troops, America love it or leave it, and then this guy comes in and gives a shout out to Hitler.
Makes no sense at all.
Yeah, it doesn't. So, I don't know. But then somehow that gets like politicized. I'm not trashing Republicans. All Republicans did not Sieg Heil. That guy did. And I was just amazed that all liberals had was one day of outrage. And they're like, all right, I guess that didn't work. And then we just kind of move on.
Because they realize they can't do anything to him. Like, what do you do other than send out some angry tweets?
As mentally vacuous as always, Bill Burr. We used to be a good comedian, but neutered by his wife decades ago. Now, this went pretty viral. This particular post only got 20,000 views, or 27,000 views. But I chose it because it has the most diverse number of comments supporting and critiquing Bill Burr. So I thought it'd be a little bit more interesting. They get 357 likes. Now, dive into the comments. And again, it's also Bill Burr who says, the craziest thing he's been saying lately is also free Luigi. So sticking up for that human trash who assassinated someone. And also critiquing, saying that billionaires are evil and big businesses are bad. Where does Bill Burr perform? Oh yeah, cable TV, large stadiums, large public venues, main institutions that were financed by millionaires and billionaires and large companies and corporations. Yeah, pretty much your entire infrastructure, including the infrastructure, the show that he's on, has back-end infrastructure logistics that are supported by those entities. So I think it's safe to say he's devolved into full-blown leftism with lack of logic. And down in the comments. Now, we do have some supporting. You have Sassafras84 saying he is disgusting, getting 54 likes. So I'm not sure if he's talking about Bill Burr or Elon. Hmm. Now, the other comment comes from God's Soldier saying, quote, Hitler this, Nazi that. Can these white-hating cucks come up with something original? One look at Bill's wife will tell you why he's so miserable. And here's Bill Burr with his wife. And for those who don't know, she's an African-American woman. And again, a decade ago, he had a really good daily, I forget if it was a daily or weekly podcast, but his wife's Nina. I actually really like the podcast because their personalities were very much opposites. And, the age-old saying is opposites attract. They really had a cute back and forth. And because they would, again, it's not like his podcast was a philosophical show. It's kind of talking about daily things and a little bit of cultural and politics. But he actually debate with his wife and tell her, why he thinks she's wrong. They'd make jokes at each other. It was pretty darn entertaining. I mean, now he's just kind of become a boring mouthpiece for her. Again, this is Bill Burr, the moron who praised California, saying they're doing a good job with the fires. The state that forgot you need water to fight fires, he praised them. I can't think of anything more leftist than that. You're praising the leaders of California, the most backward-ass state in the union. That place is managed worse than Fry's Electronics in the final days of operation, or trying to think like the biggest business blunder on the planet. Yeah, it's a place where the firefighters said they wouldn't save someone if they were mad. The place that said, oh yeah, we forgot to fill the reservoirs with water. The place that also cut the budget for the firefighters. The place that forgot you need to actually, clean up the forest so there's not highly combustible remains of trees down there. Again, it's the worst managed state. Sometimes it's beautiful in terms of, the scenery when the people aren't crapping on the streets. And yet Bill Burr's, he's cheering on the leaders of California. Yeah. I don't know what you're thinking, Billy boy. Well, I'm a little biased. There's a comment, didn't get a lot of likes, but it's from a handsome and brilliant individual. Me, the Topping Show, and I say, quote, years ago, his daily podcast, he had his own personality, but his wife beat him into becoming a more and more version of herself. Gained 1 like. So, not the most like, but I never like that. Really appreciate it. American Girl 99 says, quote, so suddenly out of nowhere, he starts bashing Trump and Elon Musk to anyone who will hear him. That dude's getting paid to gain 218 likes. Perhaps. There's lots of people speculating, especially being a Hollywood guy. Do they have something on Bill Burr that can make him, quote unquote, cancelable? I mean, do they have some dirt on him? Or is he doing this because he thinks a majority of his... No, I was about to say, I don't think your average Bill Burr listener or fan, I would argue that they're more libertarian or middle or even right-leaning on average. When you just look at all the history of Bill Burr's stand-up, a lot of it was, making jokes about women, which, yeah, they are funny, just like how women... I was about to say make funny jokes about men, but let's be honest, they're not funny. Kidding, kind of. But that was kind of Bill Burr's whole brand. That's how he built himself up to become a multimillionaire. Which again, the beauty of capitalism, that's awesome. Even though he hates capitalism. Now you have America in Focus saying, quote, Bill Burr, it appears you have been drinking a little too much of your own Kool-Aid. One thing, if Elon is such a threat to democracy, as Democrats claim, then why did they give him $4 billion in government contracts before Trump took over office? Getting 56 likes. Which, yeah, that's a good point. Also, with these government contracts and the automotive industry, a lot of these companies make money by making nothing at all. One of the reasons Tesla was physically more viable in the beginning was because they would actually sell credits. So, again, I'm not a fan of that, but that's how the industry worked, and every company has that ability. So, simply put, every company has allocated credits for how much emissions and crap they can put out. If you don't use them, you could sell them to another automotive manufacturer. That was one of the biggest first cash flows for Tesla. And there's some people joking in the beginning, decades ago, they made more money off the tax credit selling than actual cars, which they did. The volume of cars was very little. Now, you also have Happiness said, Elon did not say Heil, Bill Burr. It was my heart goes out gesture. And here's actually a video of that. Does Elon say anything here?
Thank you.
And 63 likes. And another thing, every politician, left and right, they do the same cliche hand gesture. It's not malicious at all. I always ask people, a lot of people wonder, do you attribute malice or moronic to when people do stuff? I mean, just ask yourself, what's the upside? Why would Elon do that? What logical reason would? There's no upside to being anti-Semitic in 2025. I mean, you'll lose your business, you'll lose your friends, you'll be ostracized completely, just like racist. There's literally no upside. In addition to the being morally vacuous and stupid, but you lose your job, you lose your family, you lose your business, you lose any social standing. You most likely be deplatformed off everything. There's no upside. Why would Elon do that? Obviously he wouldn't. But nevertheless, most people don't think logically. And I think that's a universal thing, not just left and right. You also have first, last, and quote, Bill Burr, how could you be this stupid or uninformed or unable to watch the video clip and honestly see that was not a Nazi salute? Use all credibility on these topics if you can't even get a simple thing right. I bet you still say things like fine people crap that was debunked, getting 75 likes. Thank you, PD Kid. PD Kid has a picture compilation. He says Bill Burr is a cuckold loser, which the community notes said true. Okay, they didn't actually, but, we were thinking it. In which you have Pocahontas, you also have AOC, you have Hillary Clinton, and Kamala Harris. They're all giving that same salute. Because every politician does it. It's a cliche. They've been doing it for decades. It's just your standard salute or outreach or thank you kind of thing. Or maybe they just need a taxi. Hillary Clinton's doing it right there. I should say for the record, Hillary Clinton is a very beautiful, intelligent woman, has not had a statistically disproportionate amount of people around her, 28 people who coincidentally just randomly committed suicide. I should just say she's definitely not corrupt or evil. She's smart, intelligent, and not corrupt. I should say for the record, I don't own any rope, and I plan to live a long, healthy life. Just randomly want to throw that out there. Now, that picture did get 12 likes as well. You also have Kelly Leak saying these people are absolute clowns. It's the kid from that movie about the what was it? What was it with, not Bill Burr. Who's the other actor? This eludes me at the moment. He's in Die Hard. Shows how much of a cinephile or a movie aficionado I am. Oh, geez Louise. This is embarrassing. The camera. What's it doing to me? Can't remember simple cinema. What do you call it? Cinema statistics or facts? Die Hard was with whom? Or who? I always forget when you're supposed to use that grammatically speaking. Nevertheless, you know what I'm talking about. It says, I see bad guys from World War II everywhere. Getting 24 likes. Which, man, I gotta see who. Now it's driving me crazy. He's a great actor. Alan Rickman was obviously the star of that movie. He was the hero. One of the best accents, bar none. Alan Rickman. Yeah, Hans Gruber. Alan Rickman was the star of that show. Let's see. Who's the other guy? It's a great Christmas movie. Bruce Willis. Jeez Louise, talk about, what feels like a Friday or a Monday or something. Yeah, brain fart, nevertheleless. We'll do one or two comments. Joshua Hartley says, quote, Bill Burr can't be the stupid. Yes, he can. Nevertheless, he continues saying, quote, they must have blackmail on him unless he's truly in such an echo chamber that he has no idea what's happening, but that's propaganda spin different topics he throws out here, getting 67 likes. He also has been, I don't think he's been on Joe Rogan in a while. I think he's becoming more and more left-leaning. Maybe it's just me. Val Poole says, quote, so Bill is actually the stupid, or his wife just kept his brain in her rectum. Getting 26 likes. Buddy's Trucker says, quote, my favorite part of these unhinged Elon haters is when they call Tesla a POS, which is objectively false. They are saying the opposite last year. That's how you know they're not a serious person. Getting 22 likes, which, as much as I don't like EVs, I mean, you know me. Every one of my vehicles until I die will have 3 pedals, also known as a manual transmission. Can't beat that feeling downshifting into a corner. As much as I don't like EVs, short-term, statistically, they are pretty reliable, and Teslas are one of the most reliable brands out there. Again, this is short-term. Battery will have to be replaced eventually, but short-term, they're one of the most reliable vehicles out there with Toyota as well as Honda. So, yeah, it's funny that they're saying Tesla's bad now. The same people were praising him years ago. Because, again, I mean, Elon Musk achieved the unachievable. He did the impossible. He made a profit on electrical vehicles, which had never been done before and maybe never be done again. We'll see. These other EV companies are moving some close in direction, but we'll see. As a wise man once said, time shall tell. But let me know, do you think Bill Burr is honestly, does he really believe this? Or do you think he's saying this because he's being paid to? Or do you think they have some dirt on him? It's, again, wind back the clock a couple years ago, very much the antithesis of Bill Burr's pretty much entire philosophy. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting cultural news, you have the runner who hit an opponent with a baton is now holding rallies saying she's the victim, which I suppose the silver lining of this situation is we all know how to spell the word baton now, which is something you probably don't think about more than once per decade, I would say. Now, this comes to us thanks to Colin Rugg on X, in which he says, quote, new, the Virginia runner who bashed the head of an opponent with a metal baton holds a rally after being charged with assault. Odd. Alicia Everett started sobbing while holding a rally outside of her high school in Virginia. Portsmouth NAACP is now defending Everett, saying that anyone who suggests she purposely hit the runner is shameful. Which, thankfully, the video is also accompanied here from a new, better angle. And it shows, yeah, I'm pretty sure anyone with a modicum of intelligence will say intentional. Now, they say, quote, Alicia is not an attacker. The media headlines that allude towards that are shameful, they say in a statement. At a rally, she thanked everyone for showing up and doubled down on her claim that the assault was simply an accident. I mean, dude, we got cameras these days. It's pretty easy to debunk this. She's leaning into this, though. Now, let's see what she has to say. And thankfully, on the opposite juxtaposition of that video, you have the video of her running, and yeah, she has a baton, she's running, and all of a sudden, boop, right on the other girl's head, which actually did cause a concussion.
We stand with you. That's why we're here. We stand with you. We support you.
Thank y'all for supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me.
Again, if you run, you kind of know how your hand motions, and your hands only go so high. She went all the way up and smacked that other girl upside the head with that metal baton. I mean, we'll rewind it one more time so you could see that video.
We stand with
Look
you.
at it, zoom in.
We stand with you.
And
we support you.
Thank y'all for supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me. And people that know I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody.
What? Here's another angle.
Like that. I would never harm anybody. Yeah. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose. And I thank y'all for believing in me. And I love y'all. Do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose. And I thank y'all for believing in me. And I love y'all.
Yeah. Crocodile tears, I think is what they say. Yeah. Also one of those things where, like, if you did it by accident, you would feel ashamed. Even if you did even if it was a genuine mistake, like a regular person would feel bad. Like, I didn't mean to do that. You'd probably immediately apologize, stop and make sure the person is okay. And yet, no, she just smacked her upside the head. And did she just keep running there? So bam, she hits her on the head. Yeah. No regrets, as the tattoo probably says. And this went pretty viral. Got about 750,000 views, as well as 7.6 thousand likes. Now, one of the first comments comes from us thanks to Spitfire, which she says, quote, "This is nauseating yet unsurprising, getting 2.5 thousand likes." Con Rugg says, quote, "She doubled down, tripled down, and now quadrupling down. We all have eyes and see the video gain 2.7 thousand likes." Crazy moments. Oh, I was going to say appropriate profile name. They even accompany it with a picture saying, quote, "Accident," is a screenshot of her raising her arm unusually high. Like, you only raise your arm that high if you're going to purposely strike someone. And yeah, she has the baton in her hand, getting 1.5 thousand likes. Con Rugg says that is a wind-up if I've ever seen one, getting 1.5 thousand likes. The Red-Headed Libertarian, which A+ for marketing, you know exactly what she believes is and what kind of hair color she has. She says, quote, I'm not trying to butcher names necessarily. Aladila stopped to help her opponent once she went down, gained 1.5 thousand likes. Con Rugg said no, she didn't even apologize at the event, according to the victim's family. Gained 1.8 thousand likes, which, again, if you make a mistake, most people, I like to think most people have good hearts, good souls, and good morals and values. I know those are kind of rare words these days, or so they seem in the United States, unfortunately. But if you make a mistake, most people feel terrible about it, even if it's not intentional. So to me, that's kind of another telltale sign she did it on purpose. You have Brian Kennedy say, quote, "Here's a new different angle where you can clearly see what happened." It's from the movie The Dictator.
On your mark. Get set.
At which he won 14 gold medals.
Getting 624 likes. Con Rugg said, "Wow, my mind has been changed. Totally accident, getting 114 likes." Royal Sage says, "She really tried to hit the girl twice, and why is NAACP not backing the girl who got hurt?" Here's four screenshots of the incident, getting 835 likes. General says, I'm sure holding a rally will prove that she didn't assault the other girl, getting 718 likes. Yeah. Also, Zupa says, quote, Avila, okay, that's her first name. Again, I'm not always trying to mispronounce names. It's something I'm trying to work on. Avila Everett, a truly disgusting human being who has been poorly raised, getting 461 likes. Yep. Again, she is in high school. We all make mistakes. Lord knows I made plenty of mistakes in life. Yeah, I would say you're in high school, your parent, even more of a sign your parents are not parenting. Valentina Gomez also says, this is the most obvious attack I've ever seen. Black on black crime, getting 116 likes. Sassfaris84 also says, you have it on video. She hit the other girl. Sportsmanship is damn low. Entitlement has taken over. Law and order is coming back. Accountability is coming, getting 500 likes. Well, 499, but I made it 500. PT Wizard, Ward. I don't know why I said wizard. Maybe that's on my mind. Nevertheless, says, quote, this is the craziest level of gaslighting I've seen in a while. This isn't even up for debate. She hit the girl. I'm sure she regrets it, but the fact that the NAACP is holding a rally trying to get people to ignore the evidence of their lying eyes, it's insane. Getting 1.1 thousand likes. Yeah, not too many. I was going to say, I'm not actually seeing any contrarian comments here. But yeah, we'll see if she actually, apparently charges are being filed. We'll see. Maybe they raise a bunch of money for her and she has a really good lawyer. But the evidence is pretty damning. But I mean, you've seen yourself. What do you think? Do you think she did it maliciously, or do you think this is somehow an accident? Let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have Representative Jasmine Crockett on the government shutdowns going viral on social media. Now, this comes with thanks to End Wokeness on X, which he says, quote, Representative Jasmine Crockett, we are shutting down the government to block federal layoffs. So, again, another fascinating thing. I don't know why the Democrats are doing this. Maybe they think this will get them votes. Well, they already have pretty much every vote for federal employees because they always want to vote for a bigger bloated government that'll pay them more money. But I'm not sure how this will gain any votes for, folks in the middle or folks who might be looking to switch sides, politically speaking. But right now they're standing up for federal employees to get paid lots of money to do very little. As the sports balls metaphor might say, that's an interesting move there, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
Opinion, if we're shut down, you can't be fired. And what does that mean? It does mean that people will not be paid, but it does mean that they will get their back pay. So hopefully we can stop some of the bleeding. We just saw that the Department of Education laid off 50% of their workforce. So I don't really understand why anybody would say, oh, we got to take the high road. Listen, he is decimating the federal government. And you're talking about whether or not we're going to keep the doors open. He literally is shutting down departments anyway.
Yeah, that's what we voted for. We are ecstatic. The Department of Education has cost us $1 trillion. I want to see like a Dr. Evil from the Austin Powers movie. $1 trillion. And the test scores go lower and lower and lower and lower. I mean, talk about a sunken cost fallacy. People thinking we need to keep putting money in that abomination. Why not let it go back to being relegated by the states for education? Because, I mean, $1 trillion is a pretty bad, that's literally one of the worst investments ever. You pay more, you get less, which perhaps is an appropriate metaphor for most government entities and programs, but I partially digress. Now, this pretty probably got 3 million views and 19,000 likes. And again, she's one of those viral individuals in the Democrat Party. I mean, she seems to be half the posts going viral on X these days. A lot of people speculating, and again, long way out to the next election, but a lot of people speculating maybe she'll be the next forerunner to be a presidential nominee, or maybe like last time, the Democrat Party will just install her and ignore what the people voted for. So that's why I kind of cover her pretty consistently on the show, because a lot of hype about her, and folks seem to be interested in what she has to say. Now, going to the comments, one of the first ones comes from Cool Christian Engineer, which, A+ for marketing, you know exactly what he is and what he does. It says, quote, Democrats only have plan. And it's not a meme, but it's just a line of text. It says, quote, Democrats' one and only plan, hope Trump fails. That's it. Their only plan back to power is betting against American success. To actually work against that success, no vision, no leadership, just working and waiting for their country to lose. Really inspiring stuff. Getting 1.4 thousand likes. I mean, I don't know. They have some great ideas from forerunners that are masculine men like Pete Buttigieg. That's a joke. He's a loser. I don't think anyone would ever vote for him. He's best known for being utterly absent for 6 months and no one realizing he was absent, and his department working exactly the same. So, not sure why they were giving him a paycheck if nothing changed when he was there versus not there. Nevertheless, Cool Christian Engineer got 1.4 thousand likes. Yeah, Livercrat Media TM saying, quote, fake eyelash wearing racist now wants to shut the government down. She's Sorry, she was just saying lives were on the line when Republicans wanted to shut the government down 6 months ago. Yeah, getting 1.3 thousand likes. And a meme that says, I'm ignorant and wrong. I'm going to be loud about it too. We also have anti-woke memes, or memes, saying, quote, Democrats are so dumb. And it's a picture of a Democrat with it's a cartoon. It's a picture of a Democrat holding, what is it, the thermometer thing where you point at your head. It says, when Democrats check their temperature, and it says, result, still stupid. Getting 729 likes. Anti-woke meme says Democrats have lost their minds. And it's a picture of, I believe it's a Democrat from Connecticut, but this is a real person who was elected in government. She had, well, I was going to say feminist, but you can kind of tell she has short purple hair and comically thick Harry Potter glasses that are neon green, which I normally like green on cars in my watch band, but there's certain places it just doesn't look right. So she has short purple hair and weird green glasses. Says Democrats, feminists with cluster B personality disorders. Getting 316 likes. Arthur Eagleman says this ghetto trash lady is effing dumb, getting 7.9 thousand likes. Quite a few to say the least. Paul Zazupa says, quote, Jasmine Crockett continues to prove that she is even dumber than we originally thought, getting 4.3 thousand likes. Anti-woke memes also says, what's our response to Democrat David Hogg? Which, talk about grifter. It says, activist David Hogg, Americans have no right to own a gun. Yeah. Thankfully, most Americans are knowledgeable enough to read a history book, thank God. And they realize, yeah, every single time in history, since the dawn of time, since it's happened, every time the government takes guns is when the worst, most evil things happen. Every single time. And if you read anything by the Founding Fathers, they wanted us to have the same, nay, if not better, armaments than the government so that we could take over if they overreach and become oppressive. That did get 81 likes. Yeah, Barefoot Pregnant saying they'll bankrupt the country just to keep their bureaucracy untouched, getting 144 likes. Cash Loren says, can she really be this dumb? Getting 120 likes. There's a picture from Nick Parthy, 1795, saying Dumb and Dumber is AOC and Jasmine. Let's see. Not seeing any contrarian, pretty much no contrarian comments here. Someone holding up a frayed tire? This is Mr. Pitbull saying, quote, Jasmine Crockett forgot her eyelashes. Getting 108 likes. But again, I mean, there are people who really resonate with what she's saying. A lot of her voters love her. I mean, again, she got elected multiple times apparently, but yeah, she got elected and people keep voting for her. If you live around geographically where she is, I mean, primary her, see if you can get elected and get her knocked out. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she continues to grow in popularity. I mean, let me know your thoughts, because as always, and then have you ever noticed when the government shutdown occurs, has your life ever been inconvenienced? Let me know, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Kawasaki recalling nearly 4,000 motorcycles. Now, this comes to us thanks to Fox, or specifically affiliate Fox 9, which somehow Fox still in business. Pretty impressive, actually. I think they have about 25 employees left. Now, they say, quote, Kawasaki recalls nearly 4,000 motorcycles. What to know? And disappointingly enough, they do not have the picture of the iconic, well, I think it's iconic, the green Kawasaki motorcycle, the Ninja, which, yeah, obviously I like green cars. Green motorcycle would be cool too. Now, they say, quote, Kawasaki is recalling nearly 4,000 motorcycles in the U.S. over an issue with the clutch release shaft. A recall report dated March 16th on National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website warns the broken clutch lever release may not disengage, disabling the motorcycle and increasing the risk of a crash. Whoops. Now, they say that, quote, the Kawasaki Motor Corp is recalling certain 2024 Ninja 500 and a bunch of acronyms I can't, the SE ABS, SE ABS, the SE 40th, the Z500 ABS. If you have a Ninja, just give Kawasaki a call. They note that the clutch release shaft was not properly welded, which may cause the clutch lever to break apart, the recall notes. Whoops. A total of 3,742 motorcycles have been recalled as part of this effort. Now say, well, what's next? The dealers will replace the clutch free of charge according to the recall notice, or rather the clutch release shaft. Owner notifications are expected to be mailed by March 24th. Owners can contact Kawasaki Motors Corporation customer service at 1-866-802-9381. Again, it's 866-802-9381. The recall number is MC2504. Recall number is MC25-04. So, not great for what's supposed to be a reliable, fun motorcycle. Now, they say that, drivers can check if their vehicle is under the recall by using the NHTSA's VIN lookup tool, which is nhtsa.gov/recalls, and you enter your 17-character VIN number, and you can search if the recall is affecting your specific motorcycle. But again, I mean, shoot, a lot of people have motorcycles as toys, not as their primary, mode of transportation. But still, if you buy a fun toy, you want it to work in the rare instances where you are using it. Kawasaki, I mean, I know it's not like the pinnacle of engineering in terms of reliability like a Honda or Toyota, but still you expect it to work when you want it to actually work. So, gotta say, Kawasaki, you are certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you can click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.